As part of effort to court public support for the passage of the controversial e-levy, the government, through the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization, Ministry of Information and the Finance Ministry on Thursday, organized a town hall meeting aimed at sensitizing the general public on the need to accept and support the passage of the e-levy. A number of MPs in the region, together with municipal, district chief executives and various heads of department, gathered at the Koforidua Presby Ascension Hall to take part in the all-important town hall meeting. Speaking at the town hall meeting in Koforidua, Finance Minister Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, who indicated that the introduction of the e-levy will yield about 6.9 million Ghana cedis annually, said Ghana can only lean on IMF for advice and not for financial support.
IMF program, we couldn't pay for nurses and teachers. We couldn't hire anymore because there were restrictions on that. I mean, it's just really thinking you can go back to Egypt in a way in which we have forgotten how difficult and pernicious that master from Washington was. So we can deal with them for them to give us advice, but we need not ever get into IMF program. And if we don't do this e-levy, you are just pushing yourself in a way that would potentially end up in such a disaster. And I mean, there was a warning of that, because last week was a very difficult week for the country. Last week we got downgraded by Fitch, ostensibly because they did not believe we could raise the revenues that we had forecasted, because we were fighting about e-levy.
Minister of Communications and Digitalization, Madam Esla Owusu-Ekufu, who called on the Minority Caucus in Parliament to support the passage of the e-levy, says the government remains confident that the introduction of e-levy will not bring about any negative change in consumer behavior.
Based on that analysis, we all went out and opposed the introduction of that tax. Several years on, we realized that those dangers were unfounded. It never happened. The industry has grown exponentially since 2008, and all of us find telecommunications and digital infrastructure applications and services as indispensable to everything that we seek to do. The same speculations and complaints are being made about the e-levy, that consumers will stop using electronic transactions because of the imposition of this levy. I dare say that based on our experience with the communication service tax and lessons from other African countries, we're confident that the e-levy will not bring about any negative changes in consumer behavior, as electronic transactions afford us the convenience, the safety, the security that we currently enjoy. I dare say, and I appeal to them to cooperate with government and work with us to pass this levy as well, because ultimately the results that we got from the communication service tax, which clearly did not destroy the industry, will also be evident post-implementation of this levy, as we are all working collectively to enhance access to and use of digital platforms.
Madam Esla Owusu, who revealed that about 330 million Ghana cedis in mobile money transactions have been made from the beginning of this year to 24 January, says government is working to build a proper digital infrastructure to grow businesses and not to collapse them. As we speak,
and we have the data for mobile money transactions from 1st to 24th January, 333 million plus mobile money transactions have been conducted just this year alone, from 1st to 24th January. Worth and the value of over 75 billion cedis has been transacted just for this period, and the month has not even ended. I don't have the comparable figures for the banks, but I dare say bank transactions will be just about a third of what we're witnessing on mobile money. Business has moved from physical locations online, outside the reach of the GRA and depriving government of much needed revenue. We need to reverse that, and the e-levy will do that.
Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry and Member of Parliament for New Japan South, Michael Kofi Ochebefi, who spoke to City News on the need for residents in Koforidua to support the e-levy, says part of the revenue from e-levy will be used to support one district, one factory companies that are in distress to bounce back on their feet.
One of our agencies is going to be the implementing agency or agents for this project we are bringing, the Youth Start policy. We are talking about Ghana Enterprise Agency, GEA. They are going to be one of the implementing agencies for this policy that is coming. So for us, we are going to also be part of it. And note that we also have a flagship policy, the 1D1F. There's a need for us also to help distressed companies to come back to life. A lot of companies were doing well, but now they are in distress. What can we do? Government need to come out with stimulus package for these companies. But we don't have that money. But through e-levy, we'll be able to accrue a lot of revenue so that part of it can be channeled through this area where companies that are in distress can also be resuscitated to come back to their feet.